Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, May 4th. We're looking at Window Traders' market profile of the ES and SPY. So the bears continued and followed through on what they did yesterday in L&M when we went trend and we went with a price spike and a price probe. We gapped lower today. Now, we had held only 2 out of the previous 16 downside gaps. Well, now we've held the last 2. So, again, it's so early in the month. I'm not throwing anything out for the bulls yet. But I think by tomorrow, after Apple and after a non-farm payroll, it's going to get interesting. We have an opportunity for an outside week down now. We're back in balance on the weekly. We're back in, monthly's been balanced, and the daily is firmly down. So it'll be interesting if we do get an outside week down. Do the bears really try to push? And is it a sign of a failure at a previous balance high on the largest time frame, which is the monthly? It remains to be seen. NQ filled their gap today and actually got the base of their price probe and got right to where the single prints start, but didn't get it. They got both sides of their IB. Righty, and they end, let's just go back there. They end 11 wide, and you could use F as an afternoon pullback. Righty ends 11 wide. You could use I as an afternoon rally high. They did not fill their gap. ES and SPY did not fill their gap. It's not large, but they didn't fill it. We end 11 wide, and that's it. We only took out the overnight low and the IB low. Boy, oh boy, we came close to the IB high, and we'll go over that in a minute, which cost me. I had a really good day, 35 points, and that's after giving back 13. So, and I didn't do, and there's other trades I should have done that we'll go over. This was even though the range wasn't big, this gave a lot of opportunities today. But, I mean, I'm very happy. Look, I tell you when I lose, I'm happy. I'm up 115 points for the week with a day to go. Today should have been better, and I'll go over that. So, again, in A period, now this is also the second time that gap and go worked. Remember, that's been an absolute failure this year. So are things changing, or is this just a couple of anomalies for the sellers, and eventually we're going to go back to doing what we were doing and filling gaps and everything? I did take a short, not right away, but took the short when we couldn't get above the opening and to go get the overnight low, and I made 4.5 points in A period. Now, this market told us nothing to short, but short it. A, B, C. I made 4.5 points in A. I made 11 points in C. I made 29 points in C period on shorts. 29. When they ripped up at one point, I got short 8 at, not at the high of C, but I forgot exactly where it was, 81.75 or 80.75, and then it just poured in. So I was up 44.5 points after the first 3 time frames. Made another 2.5 on a short in H. Then this is where I screwed up in I. No, in H. It was still in H. H started going back up. I made 2.5 on one short, and then I did another one at 88 or 89. And then it went to 93, and I said, you know what, I'm putting 2 more on, and I did. Now, it went up to 97, came back. I was like, it got the opening. I should have waited to see if it got the day's high. I thought maybe if we got the day's high, they would go fill the gap since it's not large. But I should have gave myself just a little more time. Instead, I took it off, the whole 4 off. I shorted 1 at 88, 3 at 93, and I covered all 4 at 95. So I gave back 13 points, that I was up. What made matters worse is not long after I did that, we came in pretty good. Now, again, I don't blame anybody but myself, as all of you should do out there. It's nobody's fault when you do something or whatever. I had an opportunity to get in an I again. I didn't do it. I was pissed off at myself. I didn't do it. Is that a reason? Of course not. We got right to the opening. Great risk-reward trade again, short against HSI. Came in. So I certainly had a chance to get back in. I did take a short in J because I thought we'd stop the one-time framing. So I made a couple of points on that. And that was it. But here's some very visual trades that could have been had all day. So our prior monthly low is 68.75. Look how we kept coming down to it, but got nothing below it. And then K and L got right to value low, but never got it. Beautiful longs as we rotated back up. And these were beautiful shorts again at value high. So we were rotational on the day. We got a little extreme on the rotation in F when we made a new low. And we got a little extreme on the rotation in H when we tried to get the high. But for the most part, that's what they were outliers. For the most part, they just traded inside of value. So again, no complaints at all. I mean, a fantastic day and week so far. We'll try to finish it off strong. We have Apple coming up in the next 20 minutes tonight, and then non-farm payroll tomorrow. So tomorrow's close will be interesting to see how this market settles, and we'll recap everything then. So for our upside, we have our 11 wide point of control at 405.45. Today's high at 407.27 and filling the gap at 407.77, 50-point gap. For the downside, 403.74 is our low. And then I think I gave you these, but I'll give it 401.76 daily low to 401.60, 16-point gap from March 30th. That's all I'm going to give you. If it looks lower tomorrow morning, maybe I'll give some out. For ES, upside is 79.50, 11 wide, 98.25 to 05, which fills the gap. And then on our downside, that's another thing. We had 4,100 right above us too. So I know, I'm told you, I'm very hard on myself. I haven't let that trade go. Sad, isn't it? Downside, 62.25 is today's low. And then you should have all the other ones, 61.25, which we didn't get. I'm surprised we didn't get 61.25 daily low. Now, let's get to the charts. A lot happened here. Now, when I said last month that it was such a small month we could take out both sides of the range, I didn't really expect to do it in the first 4 trading days, but we did. So now it's May 4th. We have another 18, 19 trading days to go. What's going to happen here? Are we going to have an outside month down? Are we going to have an outside month up? Or do we close in this tight range by the end of the month? All remains to be seen. The bottom line is you're either in a 4-month or 7-month balance. But boy, oh boy, is there a lot on the table come the end of the month. Weekly, back to a 5-week balance. We took out last week's high, took out last week's low. Now, if we go lower tomorrow, that would be our balance low because we just came into balance, for me, strictly when we took out last week's low. So if we get more of a push, then we'll see how big our balance is. But right now, it's a 5-week balance. Possible outside week down. Daily, down. Came out of a 5-day balance to the downside. Never tested the 50-day moving average today. ES did test it. That's another thing. They tested the 50-day at 63 a bunch of times today. Or earlier today, I should say. So the daily is down for now. Decent volume on the tape already. 92 million. We'll probably do some decent volume once Apple comes out. So maybe we do 100 million. So the volume has been above average. Nothing crazy yet. It would be nice to get it really going. But it's moving in the right direction. I hope you had a good day trading. Enjoy your evening. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.